presented by Naira Bets and Resilience. Broke alertly, so did Seize the Gray, and here's Dornoch headstrong in the early going. Mindframe is 4 deep, but up and on the pace, and Antiquarian is just behind them in 5th. The Wine Steward is next. Kentucky Derby winner Mystic Dan will settle in mid-pack, about 6 lengths off the lead. It's a gap of 5. Back to Protective. Sierra Leone got bounced around at the start, and Anna Marie is at the back of the field. The opening quarter in just under 23 seconds flat. And it Seize the Gray, showing the way by a half length to Dornoch in second. Mindframe right together with Resilience, who's down on the inside 4th. Antiquarian is 5th between rivals. 4 lengths off the pace as they swing on to the Saratoga backstretch. It's another 2 to the New York bred, the Wine Steward, who races outside of Mystic Dan. Mystic Dan is now 7 lengths off the lead. Another 5 lengths to Protective. Sierra Leone is allowed to go moderately at this stage. He has a lot of ground to make up as usual, and Anna Marie at the back. 47-1 for the Preakness winner, Seize the Gray, who heads past the half-mile pole, leading over Dornoch, who's been pestering him the entire journey. Antiquarian trying to move up between rivals. Mindframe is just outside of him. He just got his cue, and he's 3.5 lengths off the new leader, Dornoch, who puts his head in front of Seize the Gray. Mindframe moving in. Antiquarian, the Wine Steward is next. Mystic Dan is still 7 lengths off the lead. Sierra Leone launching his bid on the far outside as the field turns for home. Mindframe on the outside is coming after Dornoch, and it's Mindframe and Dornoch head in head with a furlong left to go. Sierra Leone is closing ground. It's Dornoch hugging the rail. Mindframe a little erratic, but he's still right there with Dornoch in an absolute thriller. Dornoch and Mindframe, it will be Dornoch and Luis Saez.
They're off in the Preakness. Mystic Dan came out very well. So to Imagination. Seize the Gray goes up in between horses, and Brian Hernandez is going to take back on Mystic Dan as Seize the Gray takes the early lead. Imagination on the outside is second. These two to set the pace 3 lengths ahead of Mystic Dan and Just Steel. Then Catching Freedom, Tuscan Gold in behind them, Uncle Heavy and Mugatu at the back of the pack. The opening quarter mile was 24.04 seconds for front-running Seize the Gray, who has seized the lead, and Frankie Dettori is keeping Imagination well off the rail in second, a length behind. And then comes Mystic Dan, who's on the rail just alongside of Just Steel. They've got 2.5 on Catching Freedom, who's 5th and 7 lengths off the lead. Then Tuscan Gold, Uncle Heavy on the inside, and Mugatu. 47.33 was the half mile for Seize the Gray, who heads up the backstretch in front with Imagination, his closest pursuer, in second. Just Steel and Mystic Dan are heads apart, 3rd and 4th. Catching Freedom is well held, 5th in behind them with 5 lengths to make up at the half-mile pole. Tuscan Gold is next. Around the far turn they go, and it is still Seize the Gray who leads the way for D. Wayne Lucas, and has been there every step of the way so far. Mystic Dan has made a move, and now he's just to the outside. He's taken second. Then comes Imagination in third as they come to the top of the stretch. Seize the Gray turning for home in front. Mystic Dan confronts him. Catching Freedom now right behind and swinging to the outside. Seize the Gray is still there. Mystic Dan bearing down on the outside. Seize the Gray won't go away. Mystic Dan Catching Freedom moving down the center of the track, but Wayne Lucas has got it. Seize the Gray wins the Preakness. They're off in the Pat Day Mile. And off to an even start here is Beeline. Makes a beeline for the front as they race out of the chute. Carbone on the inside with early speed too. Vlahos is on the far outside as the field races toward the backstretch run. So it will be Vlahos to be the quickest of them all to grab the front. Seize the Gray moves up into second, and Otto the Conqueror Beeline to the inside. Nash right up alongside of them and just 2 lengths off the lead. Then back to Houday. After that comes Gettysburg Address. Down on the inside, Carbone is next. Then Manari between horses. followed by Top Connor on the outside, Northern Flame, and the trailer is Frosty Indulgence. 22.12 was that opening quarter mile. The half was 44.59 seconds. Into the turn, Otto the Conqueror, Vlahos, these two, stride for stride. Nash takes third. Beeline is dropped back and forth. Sees the Gray is next. Houday is out there 3 wide. A 4 wide trip for Top Connor as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. And then comes Carbone. They're turning for home here, and Vlahos is off the turn in front. Nash is 2 lengths behind with 3/16 of a mile to run. Then sees the Gray, Top Connor, and here comes Houday, who's moving on the far outside with Vlahos to catch inside the final 16th. Sees the Gray, Houday, Nash, these 4 coming down to the wire. Here comes Sees the Gray for D. Wayne Lucas, wins the pack.
They're off in the Pegasus World Cup. Arrogate was away well, and so was California Chrome, but Noble Bird wins the start, and he'll go looking for the lead. California Chrome trying to get over, but he's stuck about 6 wide into the first turn run. Meanwhile, Mike Smith has Arrogate down toward the inside and a joint second while on hold. Neolithic is on his outside. Now California Chrome settles in 4th while racing 3 wide, followed 5th by War Story. Then it's a gap of 2 to Breaking Lucky. Shaman Ghost between horses. War Envoy down toward the inside. He's a neck better than Semper Fortis. Then it's a stretch of 3 to Keen Ice. He's 2.5 clear of the veteran Prayer for Relief, and the Argentine Aragon settles in 12th and last through the opening quarter in 23-2. Down the backstretch they go. Julian Leparoux and Noble Bird, offensive-minded. They lead it by a length from the outside, and Neolithic from second. Then it's the heavy hitters. They're stride for stride already. Arrogate on the inside, California Chrome on the outside, 3rd and 4th, and only 2 lengths behind the pace setters. Racing from 5th, it's the long shot War Story, a stretch of 2.5. Shaman Ghost is next with War Envoy to his inside, followed by Semper Fortis and Breaking Lucky. Then Keen Ice. It's a stretch of 5 to Prayer for Relief and 5 more to Aragon, who's last as they round the far turn. 46 seconds for the opening half mile, and Mike Smith is the first to move as Arrogate moves up to take the lead. Back to second is Neolithic. Back to third is Noble Bird. California Chrome is losing ground. California Chrome not gaining. He's back wide and racing in 5th. Shaman Ghost splits horses for Jose Ortiz, and they're into the stretch, and it's the Breeders' Cup winner. It's Arrogate in front, leading by 3 with 1/8 of a mile to go. Shaman Ghost is trying to get into second. Then Neolithic. Back 4th is Noble Bird, followed by Keen Ice. But what a race! What a sport! What a horse! Arrogate romps in the Pegasus. He won it by 3.5 while confidently handled. Shaman Ghost second, Neolithic third, then Keen Ice, War Story, and Noble Bird.